Britain has become the centre of the rugby world. That's the wonder of the World Cup. It's well disrupted by South Africa. Japan still have it. Here's Leach, the captain. It's about it was who cut him down. There's Iwasa. They're 6 metres away. Iwasa again. Japan cannot afford an error.
Creel is screaming in the centre there for South Africa, for defenders that come round that corner.
They've got numbers out wide here, perhaps. The defensive cover is there. They still have it, Japan. There goes Leach, the captain. Oh, the tackle's high. Well, the referee, you can see how, and Salmi perhaps pointing there. The space out wide here for Japan. There's Hesketh. He's done it.
Though it is a brutal, rough, and tumble history, rugby has captivated millions of people for over 2 centuries. Its rough and physical playstyle has drawn in young children and adults alike. Rugby has even evolved into several separate and independent sports like American gridiron football, Australian football, and rugby league. Although initially confusing to people familiar with sports such as soccer or football, rugby has a simple framework of rules. We will cover them quickly so that you can watch a game online or on TV and understand what is happening on the field. One rule vital to the game that you won't find in any rulebook is known as the rule of the Sir. Throughout the course of the game, it is important that you get on the referee's good side in hopes of shifting calls in your team's favor. One easy way to do this? Always call the referee Sir. There are 3 refs similar to what you would find in soccer. A center ref whose main job is to track the remaining time, watch for penalties, and keep the game clean. Additionally, there are 2 touch judges that mark the progress of the ball on the field, as well as marking where the ball goes out of bounds. The official length of the field is 100 meters. A rugby ball is about 3 times the size of a football and weighs about the same as a soccer ball. At any given time, there are 30 players on the field. However, there are some variations depending on what style you are playing, but for our purposes, a total of 30, 15 on each side. Every game is a total of 80 minutes, and the full 80 minutes will always be played. Additionally, once a player is substituted, he or she may not return to the game except for in special instances. Once the ball is in play, it cannot be passed forward. However, it can be kicked forward or ran forward by one of the players. Therefore, if one of the players does throw a ball, or if the ball is hit forward, the last player to touch the ball will be awarded a penalty. While there aren't any rules regarding who can carry or kick the ball, there are some players who are more likely to do so, while others will fulfill a different role. When it comes to tackling, any player who has the ball in their possession is fair game. That being said, there are some basic rules that, if broken, will indicate a penalty. Tackles can only take place in the field of play. Once a player tackles another, he or she must immediately get up and step away from the play, allowing the tackled player to get up as well. When tackling someone, you must attempt to wrap your arms completely around the player, and the tackle itself must be anywhere below the shoulders. A ruck is the result of a tackle in which the attacking team restarts the play and the defending team has the opportunity to try and grab the ball if it falls free of the defenders. Rugby is considered a fair sport. This means that any penalty that is awarded can be contested by the offensive team. They will then have their choice of what penalty they want to utilize. When the ball leaves the field of play, much like in soccer, there is a throw-in awarded. However, unlike in soccer, both teams line up and both teams have an equal opportunity to win the ball out of the air. This is called a line-out. A scrum is a way for the ball to be returned to play after a minor penalty. This play involves up to 8 players from each team coming together and forming 3 rows, interlocking with the opposing team's forwards. The players forming the interlocking group is known as a pack or the forward pack. Oftentimes, a scrum appears as a bunch of pushing. Some of the more serious penalties will result in a turnover of possession with no potential for a contest. After these turnovers, the team that now has the ball is free to run the ball or to kick it depending on what the team in possession chooses. These are the basic rules that are vital to the understanding of the game. However, there are many more rules that can result in a multitude of different responses. As an additional note, if a player has been a repeat offender, there is the potential that they will be pulled from the game for a short amount of time. This is called a yellow card. In extreme cases, a player may be awarded a red card in which they will be ejected from the game and his or her team will be forced to play a man down. There are 3 different ways that you can score in rugby. The first is by running the ball into the try zone. The try zone is the equivalent to the end zone in a football field. It begins at the post and extends to the end of the field. You can only score on a try if you ground the ball or touch the ball to the ground. 5 points is awarded for a try. The second way you can score follows a try. After scoring a try, you can attempt to make a conversion kick to score an additional 2 points. The team that just scored can place the ball as close to as far away from the post as desired. However, it must be kicked in a straight line from where the try was scored. The third and final way a team can score is again through the use of a kick. The team that has possession can kick the ball for points at any time throughout the game. Sound too good to be true? It is. Before you can score in this manner, the ball must hit the ground before being kicked. These attempts can also be awarded after penalties. However, instead of having a bouncing ball, the ball will instead be placed on a tee. These attempts are worth 3 points and are extremely rare. The team with the most points at the end of the game is the winner.
Beaten South Africa. It hasn't been the perfect preparation for them. There's the clearance kick from Ono. The first touch for Zane Kirchner. Kirchner, who plays his rugby these days at Leinster, feeds the ball out to Havana, inside to Berger. It's a fast start from the men in green and gold. There's Lambie, out to De Villiers. Here's the youngster Jesse Creel. It's the first time this particular 12 and 13 combination have ever played together, but there's the turn coming from Japan.
And this is where Japan are dangerous. This is where they're dangerous. Turnovers, they certainly got speed in the back line.
Out to the wing there, Kotaro Matsushima. Matsushima, real flyer, was actually born in Pretoria. Spent a brief period down at the academy in Durban of the Sharks.